Hello and welcome to VRML Channel 2. This is going to be Neo versus Everest. I'm Sputnik Cobra and I'm joined by my co-caster Hex2906. How are you doing, Hex?
I'm doing fine. We had a bit of a break between Neo and Hydrated, which we casted like what, half an hour ago on the same channel. I'm excited to see if Neo can keep up their pace with all the scoring that they do against Everest. Even though Everest is a strong team, it's going to be an interesting match.
It definitely is, so we're just waiting for these teams to ready up. They're staying warm. Wee Laddie in goal, with Snowy Blue taking shots on them. So,
Yeah, very good indeed. Yeah, they're just trying to keep themselves warm for an intense game. This is going to be a really intense game. This might actually, I'm not sure, correct, don't quote me on this or correct me if I'm wrong. This might be the game that either gets Neo or Everest into the Challenger Cup next week. So this is going to be a really interesting battle. If Everest loses this, they lose their opportunity probably to get into the Master League, which they really want. They're a good team, so Neo has the last round, last game. They slacked halfway through the second round. They really can't afford to do that in this match. This match will be a difficult one for them, to say the least.
so the stakes are high. They want to get into the Challenger Cup. You know, who doesn't want to get into the Challenger Cup? They're going to be competing against you, Hex.
They are, yeah. Who doesn't want to compete against me? I mean, I don't know. Now, yeah, we also have to play in the Challenger Cup probably. We have a game against Gravity and then next week Phantoms, which is not gonna. That's not gonna end well. Oh well. That being said, let's see who gets there. And round one is starting right now as the countdown begins for round one.
So it is Neo versus Everest. This is round one. I'm Sputnik Cobra. That's Hex2906. And these teams are out of the gates. And getting possession will be Everest, sending it to the wall. Now that backstack will come through, finding possession. And they'll have that open goal. Wee Laddie taking it. So that was a really well executed neutral joust by Everest.
Absolutely great positioning and great execution by Everest. Let's not do something that we did on the last round. And on cams is Alakost this time. 3
Oh, yeah.
points in the lead. Yeah, welcome Alakost on the cameras as well. We forgot it last round. But Neo now waiting out for the stacks. Ooh, it was a bit late perhaps, but the stacks are down. It's getting clear to Everest's side. No one there to pick it up immediately, but there's Everest, Martin the third, slapping it out to Bet Elmo. He gets stunned out, but Wheel Lady there to pick it up. Throws it down, gets stuck in mid, but the stacks arrive, overshoot it a bit, but manages to slap it just so much to get it in Neo's side. It's getting picked up by Grimy. Grimy passes it over to Braymore. Braymore doesn't really know what to do, misses the pass towards his teammate as he slaps it down to the trench of Everest.
So we'll be picked up by Conrad at the mouth of that trench and sent forward to Bad Elmo. Bad Elmo going for a long shot. That one's gonna ding, so not able to secure those 3 points. And it will be in the hands of Neo. Braymore will try and send it clear, but will be picked up by Wee Laddie. Wee Laddie sending it left to Martin. Martin now sending it back to Bad Elmo, but it's gonna be past him, and the clear's gonna come through from Neo.
And as Neo is stacking down towards their goal, it's Bramer who will pick it up. Tries to see a pass, but just a bit too late as Martin stuns him out and takes the disc from him. Pass it to Wheel Laddie. Trying to juke the offense there a bit. Tries to clear it out. Hits the Geo. Unfortunately, it's getting picked up by Bramer. Bramer on Pac-Man trying to wait. Passes it to Nest. Even though he's a bit covered, he gets stunned out as he passes it to Shoulder. Also getting stunned out and it's getting cleared towards Neo's side. Stack is on their way, overshoots the disc just a bit, but Conrad is there to fix the problem as he passes it downfield on the floor to Wheel Laddie. Wheelie gets stunned out unfortunately before he could pass the disc, and Bramer clears it down to Everest.
And it will sail down towards that bubble. It's a race for it now. Putting in the hands of Martin III, trying to get it out of that bubble. He will find the clear. Actually, a pass. It will be off the rim of the tube opening. And Bad Elmo now sending it through towards that bubble of Neo.
Yeah, Neo there with the good defense, stacking towards the disc, trying to clear it out. Doesn't get all the way, and the Everest stack is there to pick up the disc. Passing back to Conrad, trying to get their offense set up. Throwing it to the right floor, and back up to Nest, where Bad Elmo's waiting. Pass it to Martin, and Martin with a cross pass. It's a 5-point lead for Everest at this point. Could be still anyone's game, but Neo really has to pick up their pace now. They're not joking around anymore. This is a real difficult game for them. We have 6 minutes and 47 left on the clock and a 5-point lead for Everest.
So for all the new viewers, you were saying earlier that this might decide who plays in the Challenger Cup.
I said that. That's correct. So basically, the bottom two master tier players go against the 4 top players from the lower tier to battle it out over the weekend, which is next week. No, sorry, not next week, but the week after. They're gonna battle it out to see who can either stay in master tier or get kicked back to lower for another chance to get into the master tier. Master tier is a different section from the lower brackets. Master tier only plays against master tier teams. They play one game less than the rest of the players, but it's a whole nother level on Master Tier. And these teams are now battling it out to get in that Challenger Cup to get their chance into Master. As they try to shoot it onto the goal, gets picked up by Grimy as he shoots it in for 2 points. It's a 5-point lead for Everest instead of a 7 now, and we have 5 minutes left on the clock.
So only a 20-second goal time to that one, but that felt a lot longer. It felt like I think the previous goal time was 2.5 minutes. So we'll be joust advantage to Everest. Everest getting this quick rollout and a slap through coming out, but it will be turned over into the hands of Snowy Blue and trying to get that bounce will be that forward player from that stack. We'll go into the hands of Bad Elmo. Now Bad Elmo sending that cross pass to the wall. Conrad going for the clear, and that stack from Everest trying to meet it, but it will hit Pac-Man. Fortunately, it was picked up by Everest. Everest sending it across, and now it's a loose disc at the floor.
Passing it back to Station, backing it up from Everest as they try to set up their defense. Just a great passing play from them overall. Conrad passes behind the goal. Elmo tries to throw it in but doesn't get quite there. But the back player is there to finish it off, and then passing to Martin III as he slaps it in for another 2 points on Everest's side.
Martin III with a really good cut. The goalie didn't see it coming, so it was really well executed from Everest. Everest now extending that lead back to 7 points. 4 minutes on the clock, 44 seconds on that goal time. So you see Everest's ability to execute these close cuts in front of the goal and find these like slap plays like the one we just previously saw. And Neo's just not able to get that type of rhythm going to find points against Everest.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like they've lost a bit of momentum from the last game as he dings it against the rim of the goal, trying to dunk it in. And again, oh my goodness, they keep on dinging. And now he gets stunned out, and the disc is cleared down to mid. Both stacks are ready. It's now a race for the disc as Neo overshoots it, and Martin is there to pick it up, slowly pass it towards the tunnel, crossing it to Wheel Laddie. Wheel Laddie waiting for the front stack to arrive as he tries to pass it to Elmo, but it doesn't get quite there. And the clear from Braymore to the Everest side, excuse me.
And that stun will come through, and then another stun will come through, so Conrad and Grimy will hold on to each other. That interception will come through, and this shot is going to be good, so Snowy Blue is going to find it at 20 meters. Now only a 4-point game.
Yeah, great shot. He saw the opportunity, he saw an open goal, and he just took a really great 3-point bottom pocket shot. It's now 9-5. They still might be able to come back if Neo finds their momentum and gets their passes connecting more in their defense. They might actually be able to take this game. It's still anyone's game with 2 minutes and 40 seconds and only 2 goals difference. As Everett clears it down the field to Martin III as he takes a long shot, dings it off the rim, but the defense is there to pick it up. Accidentally gets stolen out of his hand. Clears it down to the trench, doesn't get quite out yet. Wolfo though passes it directly to Everest, but then Snowy is there to fix that. Goes for a shot on goal, doesn't get quite there, but their stack is over there. Bramer dunking it in for 2 points. They're only 2 points behind now, with 2 minutes left on the clock. They might actually take this game if they keep getting on this pressure like this.
I agree with that. So we look at Everest. Everest with triple dings. Every time they've got the disc, they've gotten the bubble. They've had a ding so far. They had 2 close dings behind the goal, and then that 3-wood ding. So Everest really wants to put points on the board right now, and able to get that pass would be Wee Laddie, but it will be stolen. So Neo might be able to take this first round, and that's gonna ding, and it might be going back into the goal, but it's gonna be picked up by Bad Elmo, who sends it to Martin the third. So Everest still with this 2-point lead right now.
Yeah, as they try to stack for that defender, waiting for them to basically lure them in. Martin tries to pass it back, but it gets intercepted by Grimy. Grimy trying a boop shot, doesn't get quite there though. Martin picking it back up. Oh no, Elmo picking it back up from him. Pass it back to goal to slow the game down. Try to get the disc advantage, but Snowy Blue with the interception and another bottom pocket. They're now in the lead with 1 point. So 1 minute left on the clock. It's 10-9 for Neo. This is a really interesting game. Neo seem to find their rhythm, their momentum at this point, and they seem to be capitalizing on that right now. As Everest is desperately trying to slow down the game as much as possible to get their advantage, but it gets intercepted by Snowy as he tries to clear it down to the backfield. Stacks are both incoming.
And we'll
Grimy
be
gets there first though, as he dunks it in for another 2. It's 12-9 with 20 seconds left on the clock. I think this round is going to Neo unless Everest can score a really quick 3-pointer.
So would you say that this is an upset?
Like I said before, an upset. I'm very sorry. My vocabulary in English is not very high.
So an upset would be an upset would be a team that's not favored to win winning.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Oh no, overall I thought Everest was gonna take this game. I voted on Everest as well, but I mean, they Neo just seemed to find their momentum and they took this round.
And they definitely have to be happy with that one. I didn't expect them to win, and I mean, I'm not picking favorites here, but the numbers were in favor of Everest. So Everest is going to be looking to take the second round, force a third one, but this might put Neo, if they can take the second round, this might put Neo in the Challenger Cup.
This might actually put Neo in the Challenger Cup indeed, and Snowy leading them with the 6 points, Grimy with 4 points, Bramer with 2 points, 1 assist, and 4 saves. He's doing the goalie work in that team at the moment. And on Everest side, we have Elmo with 3 assists and a save, and Wheelady with 3 points, and Martin III with 6 points and an assist. Great stats overall from both teams. I'm excited for this second round. Let's see if Everest can fight back like they normally would, or if Neo just keeps picking up momentum and just keep scoring more and more.
So Neo did get that victory against Hydrated last game, and they're looking to carry all of that momentum into this upset victory over Everest. And this is the second round. This is the neutral joust, and it will be won by Neo. Neo knocking it down towards the back court, but will be picked up by Everest, who now clear it down towards the bubble of Neo.
Yeah, as it's getting picked up by Wheelady, passing it back to Martin. He's waiting on the back line. Just casually passing it around, trying to force their defense out as quickly as possible. As Elmo with an 18 meter per second flick from the bottom hits it in the goal. It's a 2-point lead for Everest with 20-second goal time.
Was that a CV1 wrist flick?
I think it was. I'm not sure. It looked like it, but I'm not sure if Elmo plays on the CV1 anymore. I think it was. It looked like it. Yeah, it's a fast flick. It's a really good one as well. I use it way too much as well.
So it will be picked up by Bad Elmo of Everest, clearing it down towards that bubble of Neo and stealing that boost. You can see all 4 players of Neo set up in the bubble, waiting for this approaching offense. Martin III now with it. He's got one player in the bubble on the floor. They're positioned outside the bubble. I wonder how they're going to approach this. Martin III getting a stun, waiting at pillar, trying to cut towards that goal, but an interception will come through. The clear won't, but now it's a loose disc at the floor.
Yeah, a bit hasty on the throw there. I know he plays on Quest 2, and you can tell that he tried to flick it, which is not a good thing on the Quest 2, and he just hits it way too high, which is unfortunate. Um, as the disc gets cleared, now it's a Neo's side, but Neo's there to pick it up with a quick incoming stack though, clearing it down the tunnel. It's a free disc now, but the stack is incoming, just overshoots the disc unfortunately, and is being picked up by Martin III. That he clears it down to the trench of Neo. Neo slaps it away just in time before that stacks arrives. Picked up by Conrad. Conrad backing it up, trying to get some ground coverage, but it's intercepted by Snowy, who gets stunned out but clears the disc with a front stack incoming. Overshoots it unfortunately again. What? It's wow. Trying to find their footing in the offense now, as they pass it around as much as possible, but doesn't quite get connected to each other. Maybe a bit of miscommunication, and it's now cleared to Neo side again.
And looking to retrieve it off that wall would be any one of these teams getting that slap out. And that's another 2 points for Everest. But Everest had the lead in the first round, and Neo came out from behind. So Neo, knowing how to play against adversity, they're trying to get their rhythm right now. But like we saw in the last possession, they weren't able to find that pass in the bubble. They turned it over. So they just have to turn on the afterburners and get some type of progress going.
Indeed, indeed. They need to find that rhythm that they had against Hydrated and the first round of this game. Unfortunately, Bremer tries to go for a backboard shot, but it hits the side of it, it bounces back, and now Conrad is there to pick it up, waiting for his team to get into position as he passes it downfield. Bremer there with the interception, but unfortunately gets stunned out. Clear doesn't come fully through, but Elmo's there to pick it up anyway, as he passes it to Wheel Addy. Wheel Addy losing the disc on the floor, maybe he dropped it. Trying to clear it down again. They really need to calm down with the shots and look and keep their cool. It worked in the last round, so they might as well try it now. They need to pick up the momentum again against a team like Everest. They know what they can do. They just need to stay calm. As Wheel Addy with a great cut dunks it in 13 meters per second. It's 0-6, and there's still 6 minutes left on the clock.
And I feel like we said that last time in the first round. So Neo now, they have to do something. They have to start finding this momentum. They have joust advantage. It will be taken by Snowy Blue. Snowy Blue sending it through mid. It's going to bounce off the Geo. Grimy will be stunned, so he's not going to be able to interact with the disc at mid. It will be thrown off the ceiling. And that stack from Everest will overshoot possession, the possession holder. And another clear coming through. That will be past the backline player of Everest. Now it's at the floor. Neo just needs to get it, but it's going to be slapped back into the hands of Braymore.
Yeah, trying to get their offense set up in the bubble, but Martin the third there with the stun and the grab, clearing it down to the field in the tunnel. It's anyone's disc now. Elmo goes for a long shot, but Wolfo's there to pick it up, throwing it downfield with... Sorry, no, that wasn't Wolfo who got that. Or was it? I'm so confused. I can't read the names right now. I'm too tired for this. But Snowy Blue clears it downfield anyway, but it's getting picked up by Bad Elmo, who's now waiting for a good passing opportunity to get it out. Maybe a bit of a miscommunication right there for the pass. Conrad is there to pass to Wheel Addy to the midfield now. Bad Elmo with the disc, slowly floating down to the tunnel. They're just running out the clock right now. They know they have a 6-point lead. They know if they give Neo possession, they might come back like in round one. So they're trying to take it slow at this point. Neo clearing it down with a little bounce to the midfield, down to their bubble, as Conrad did a self goal. I think it was Grimy who threw it against his head. I'm not sure. What did you saw, Sputnik?
I think it had to have deflected off his head. I mean, at that close proximity, I don't think he got a hand on it. But now it's joust advantage to Everest for the first time this second round. Martin the third to QB. They're gonna hold that one lone player. Braymore of Neo is gonna challenge Martin. And now we see Everest with this composed passing. Possession going down towards that bubble. And looking forward, it's going to be Neo, but not able to find off that bounce. And being stunned out would be Snowy Blue.
Yeah, they're trying to get the double stack going, trying to get them out of their half. They know that they're very dangerous if they get into the bubble with their strong cross passes. Braymore clears it down the field right now, as both stacks are trying to income, but it's Everest who gets there first. Passing it down, doesn't quite get connected. Braymore intercepts, and now they're stacking down for the disc. Maybe making, getting stunned out by the defense of Everest right now. So they clear down the left tunnel. Conrad there to pick it up, goes for a long shot. Gets a bit wide, doesn't quite make it there. The defense of Neo is there to pick it up, gets into the trench, now waiting for the stack. It's a free disc for everybody right now.
And they need this. They have this open 3, but picking it up and taking it in is Snowy Blue. So not only a 2-point game, 1 minute on that goal time. So it was 0 to 6. Now it's 4 to 6. 2 minutes 40 seconds on the clock. Neo can do this. They can pull off this 2-round upset.
Yeah, wouldn't it be crazy if they did the same thing that they did in the second round? It's like they're playing with it. I know they're not, but it sure looks like it. Just Everest desperately trying to maintain the lead here, trying to get another goal into maybe change the separation, but Neo just clears it down and tries to get the disc just out of their half and just get the stacks there as quickly as possible. But Everest now throwing it down the tunnel to Wheel Laddie waiting on Pac-Man on the wall for his team to arrive. Bit of miscommunication maybe there, but no, there's Martin to pick it up, pass it to mid, as they did another nice cross pass and a slam dunk from Conrad, putting them into a 4-point lead with a further 5-second game time. 1 minute 50 seconds left on the clock. It still could be anyone's game if Neo tries to pick up their pace right now and get their momentum going like they did in round 1 or like a minute ago. They might be able to take this. They just have to make sure the passes connect and that they're ready for those clears that they do. Get their stacks ready, like this exactly. Now they need to get a stack going over there. Didn't seem to get the bounce going. Passes it down anyway. Needs to go for a 3, and he gets it. Braymore with a 3-point goal, 70 meters per second. It's 7 to 8. It's 1 point difference.
Neo just has to maintain this momentum, and 70 seconds on the clock. They can do this. They need to challenge this. Joust advantage from Everest. They need to turn it over. They need to get these points, and they're going to be able to pull off this upset. But until they get possession, we won't know what they're going to do. And Everest with this nice rollout, they're looking to get it along the wall. Neo sending a player to challenge, not able to get that stun. And you see this defense from Neo coming out of the bubble, man marking, and that pass will come behind the goal, and that shot will be wide. Neo needs to get down court. They need to steal these stuns. They need to pounce on that. It will be in the hands of Everest, though. Bad Elmo sending it forward. They need to get that stun. 30 seconds on the clock. This is Neo's chance.
Indeed, this is Neo's chance. Everest now just trying to run out the clock, trying to get their defense out. I mean, I would like to see Neo. This is sad for Neo that they won't probably get this match as there's 14 seconds left on the clock. Braymore getting a bit agitated there with all the passing around. They're just trying to run the clock. Getting intercepted. Even though Neo lost this round probably. And another goal from Martin III. It's 7 to 10. We'll see a round 3.
So Everest just running out the clock, and Neo not challenging that disc holder. So Everest is going to take this second round, and Neo has to be feeling a little burned on that one, but they have to stay composed and go into this third round with clear heads and take this third round if they want to pull off this upset.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a game to watch if you pull up the stats as well. Grimy with 4 points, Snowy with 8 points and 2 assists. Braymore 5 points, 5 saves as well and 2 assists. And then on Everest side, we have Conrad with 2 points, 2 assists. Bad Elmo with 5 assists, 1 save and 4 points. And Wheel Laddie with 5 points, Martin the third with really good stats, 8 points, 2 assists, 1 save, and then that steal as well is pretty nice. Makes it no zeros in his stats. I'm very curious to see if Neo won't lose their momentum. This round might be a bit discouraged for them, but if they keep their heads into it and focus on this game, they might be able to get it. It's a really close game.
It definitely is. And now we're going to be going into this third and final round. And I want to see an upset. I usually don't take sides. But this is one of those instances where I'm going to be biased and I'm going to say, I want to see that upset. And we see Captain Sexy in chat saying, let's go Everest, let's go Martin. He doesn't want to see that upset. He wants to see Everest take this in 3 rounds.
Absolutely. I'm also normally not to choose sides, but I want to see this upset as Bad Elmo proves me wrong, and he's gonna dunk it in. Not really dunk it in. He's gonna shoot it in 60 meters per second in the 11-second game time. It's 2 points lead for Everest. 9.5 minutes left on the clock. I mean, we saw this happen last round. There's no knowing what will happen this round. It's all over. Even though Everest may get in the lead, who knows what Neo will do to prevent that, or 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 basically talk him back to. It's it's really interesting this round as they pass it down middle right now. Martin the third trying to see his pass as he waits in the tunnel. Wheel Eddy is there to catch the pass. Floating disc, no one is there yet. Both teams get stunned out on bow tie or hit their head. As Martin the third is there, the only player in the bubble, and he slams it in. 2 points on the board. 4-point lead for Everest. Let's see how this goes.
So Neo now with joust advantage. You know, we said this so many times. Neo with joust advantage, down by this many points, down by that many points. Oh, they will overshoot it. So now they're down by 7 points. So maybe the pressure is getting to them.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is. They need to keep their head cool. They can take this game if they just keep their focus and keep their momentum up. They shouldn't be discouraged by that last game, even though it was 1 point. They were really close, and they know they can do it. They just have to execute it.
And picking it up at the floor will be Everest. Everest sending to that backline player. So only 2 minutes off the clock. Yet a 7-point lead to Everest, starting off strong. And Neo needs to make these defensive stops. Maybe they have to get their stack together and better predict some of these passes. But Everest will shoot past that possession. They'll get it at the floor. And they have this advantage in the bubble. But no one is there for that pass. So Neo will pick it up at the ceiling and Grimy will attempt the clear.
Yeah, as it gets backed up in middle, tries to throw it down to the field. No one there to pick it up yet. As Everest desperately tries to get that disc before Neo does. But it's Neo who's going to get it. And he's going to get the stun as well. Grimy with another clear down to their field. Waiting for the stacks to arrive. But it's Everest who's going to get there first. Overshoots the disc. So it's going to be Braymore, who unfortunately gets headbutted out of his hand. As he tries to get the disc back into possession, he gets stunned out unfortunately, and it's cleared down to Neo's field again.
And that shot coming through, that one might be on. Actually, it's going to hit Pillar, bounce into the hands of Grimy. Grimy getting past both of those defenders in the backcourt of Neo. But Everest will get that stack together on those formerly stunned players. And getting it at the ceiling is now Martin, and Martin's going to take it right in. So now a 9-point lead. A minute and 28 seconds on that goal time, and I don't want to say that this dream of maybe making it to the Challenger Cup might be fading for Neo, but unless they start executing and they start putting points on the board, this third round is not going to be theirs.
I think the only thing they need right now is just 1 point to get their hopes up again for winning this game. They just need to focus a bit to get that first point, and that will get them rolling probably, like what happened in the last 2 rounds. They just need to stop taking the risk of unnecessary clears or unnecessary shots without having stacks ready. As there's a shot on goal, just goes a bit wide, and the stack overshoots the disc. Not a shot on goal, but it will get intercepted by Neo. As it gets intercepted again by Everest. And Neo now clears it out to the field, trying to get their stack there before Everest can. Unfortunately, both teams get stunned out. It's the Wolfo who will pick it up though. Passing it down to Braymore. Braymore looking for a pass or a shot, but it gets stunned out. And it's gonna get cleared down to Neo's side. As it bounces from ceiling towards the goal, the stack overshoots it, but they're the only one in the bubble as the goalie now only arrives, stuns him out. But the kid couldn't get the disc, and Wheel Addy there with the slap gets it in. Everest is now an 11-point lead, and we still have 5 minutes left on the clock.
So Neo just, they had this first round upset victory. They lost in the second round by 1 point, and now they're looking at this 11-point deficit as we approach the halftime mark of the third round. So Everest will pick it up. Wee Laddie now with it, sending it to the floor into the hands of Bad Elmo. Bad Elmo with that open goal, so that's 3 more points. And Neo is doing everything right. They realize that they have to play aggressively if they have any chance of coming back with this large of a deficit. And they have to do it as soon as possible. But with such aggressive play, they take that player out of the goal, and they have these open goal opportunities, and Everest is going to pounce on that one.
Yeah, absolutely. Everest has good long shots on their name, and like Neo needs to start focusing a bit. There are a lot of passes that don't connect at this moment. They need to keep their cool, and they can score a goal. Of course, that's not difficult actually if they just think about it. As Braymore does so with 3 points, maybe this will get their momentum going. Who knows? He scored in 24 seconds, a nice 3-pointer. Who knows if they pick up the pace now? I mean, 1 goal is all you need to get your hopes up a bit and continue fighting for that master, for the Challenger Cup.
So Josh advantage down to Everest. Everest throwing it forward. It will be picked up, but it's going to be a loose disc, and it's going to be now in the hands of Grimy. Grimy sending it back. No one is there, so Neo needs to get that possession. That one player is looking behind, but you can see Everest is getting caught up in their back court. And it's going to sit all the way down, but Everest will recover, but luckily that slap will come through before they'll meet it at the wall. So Martin the third now with it, sending it left to Bad Elmo. Bad Elmo up to Wee Laddie. Wee Laddie going right, and that one's going to be slightly behind Conrad. Conrad will pick it up but throw the interception. And now Neo, with that clear, they need to find this possession down court. That player at mid is looking for a stack to steal, but Martin the third's going to pick up out in the bubble, but it will be a stun and a loose disc. Put back in the hands of Everest, and they send it to the back line. And now it will be outside the bubble with possession is Wee Laddie. Wee Laddie sending it to Martin. Martin to the floor. Bad Elmo now with it. And not able to find that one. So we'll bounce out towards midline.
Hey Sputnik, can I get a quick mic check of you?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, okay. No, I had a bit of a problem. My mic just decided to not work. As we get a shot on goal from Braymore, just goes a bit wide. Doesn't seem to hit the goal quite yet. As they try desperately to get that back into the bubble, but Everest is there to get it out and to their side of the field. Goes for a long shot, dings off the rim of the goal, but Neo is there to pick it up. Everest there in the middle for the interception of the clear. Taking their time, they know they have the big lead. They don't have to play that hard anymore. As they just take it slow and try to move that disc up, as they will. But a nice save from Wolfo as he clears it down to the field. Doesn't quite get there though, as it hits off the side of the tunnel. Passing it back with a really interesting back pass from Martin. As he gets the disc back from Conrad. He gets stunned out though. Bramer losing the disc. Grimy there with another clear down to the trench. Bounces up towards the roof. Stack overshoots unfortunately a bit, but Bramer's there to pick it back up. They need to get their offense going right now. And setting up those passes. Getting open. And ooh, that was maybe a bit of a miscommunication there. As the guy on pillar was stunned out. Elmo goes for another long shot. Hits shield unfortunately, and it's picked up by the defense of Neo.
So Snowy Blue will clear it through mid. And then we'll bounce towards the ceiling, and Conrad has it now. So less than a minute. This is going to be a series victory to Everest. So Everest is going to deny Neo the possible chance to go to the Challenger Cup as Bad Elmo finds those 3 points, extends that lead to 13. And as these last few seconds run out, I just have to comment on how good of a challenge that Neo did. Neo took the first round. They came from behind. They almost were able to force overtime in the second round. They would lose by a 1 point deficit. And they'll just lose their focus in the third round. But, we didn't expect this as casters. And I'm sure that, statistically, this wasn't supposed to happen. Although the win will still happen for Everest. Everest will ding that one. But just an overall great game. And Neo has to be happy with this one.
Yeah, they sure should be happy with this one. They played against a really good team. Everyone favored in front of them, so it was a hard match for them as well. They did their best. They did really well as well. They just lost their focus after that second round a bit, which took them, unfortunately. Um, they might not be able to get in Master Tier. That depends on next week. Maybe they still have a chance depending on what teams they play. It's good games anyway, and yeah, I mean they both played really well. Everest just there to they got back into their game, and Neo lost it a bit unfortunately, but both really well played.
So on the board will be Grimy of Neo with 4 points, 2 saves, 53 stuns. Snowy Blue, 8 points, 2 assists, 1 save, 43 stuns. Wolfo, 1 save, 13 stuns. Braymore, 8 points, 2 assists, 6 saves, and 40 stuns. And now on the winners team of Everest will be Conrad with 2 points, 2 assists, 1 save, 32 stuns. Bad Elmo with 14 points, 6 assists, and 1 save. And Martin the third with 12 points, 2 assists, 1 save. And Wee Laddie coming through with 7 points and 2 assists and 44 stuns. I don't know if I said saves or stuns, but I know you're getting a little tired, Hex, and
Oh
I'm
boy.
feeling a little tired. So we're going to end it here. This has been Neo versus Everest. Everest taking it in 3 rounds. We thank you so much for watching. I'm Sputnik Cobra. That's been Hex2906 and Alacost on cams. We thank you, and wherever you are in the world, have a good evening, have a good day, and take care.